everyone, it's Amber, and today I'm going to be doing my December wrap-up and January TBR. I finally got out of my reading slump in December. I was in a reading slump for a couple weeks, and finally I got out of it. So I didn't read that much this month, but I read way more than I read in November. November was just a very sluggish reading month for me for some reason, but that is over and done with, and now we are in January almost, which is insane. My birthday month, so I'm really excited. But anyway, let's just get straight into my wrap-up first for December. So I read 3 books in December, which is not amazing, but it's not too bad for me because I have not been reading for the past couple months, so I'm pretty happy with that. The first book was actually a school book, so I'm not really going to explain much about it, and that was Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. This was obviously a school book, and I actually really enjoyed this. I didn't mind it that much for a school book, and this is actually my book to keep because my school's getting rid of a lot of our books, so I get to keep this, so I get to write in them, and I feel like that made me enjoy the book a lot more because I got to kind of write down my thoughts, and I gave it, I think, a 3 out of 5 stars. It was like a 3.5-ish out of 5 stars. The next book that I read this month, I actually listened to it on audio, and that was Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I had you guys vote on Twitter on which audiobook I should get, and I think it was between Lady Midnight and Cinder. So I went with this, and I'm so glad that I went with this. The audiobook was so great. The narrator is amazing. It really got me into the story, and I just really enjoyed my experience reading this. I felt like at the end of it I really could not put it down within the second half. I just think that this was the perfect book to read for me right now. It was so fast-paced, the writing read like a movie, the narrator was great, the characters were adorable and so amazing, and I'm so excited to read more about this world, and I'm reading Scarlet now and I'm really enjoying it. I am going to be filming a review for this book. Once it's up, I'll link it in the I button so that you guys can see more of my thoughts on this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved this book. It was so good. And the next and last book that I read in December was Stone Cold Touch by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This series is amazing. It's about gargoyles, and it's about this girl that can take people's souls when she kisses them because she's half warden, which are the gargoyles, and they're supposed to protect everyone from the demons, and then she's also half demon, and the demon part of her causes her to take people's souls when she kisses them. But this book is so much more than that. It's just so great. The romance is amazing in this series. It's very slow burning, just warning you guys, but I love that. So addicting. It's just so well written, and Jennifer L. Armentrout is definitely one of my favorite authors. So I really enjoyed this book, and I love this series. I'm on the last one now, and I'm really sad about it, but I'm also really excited to see how the series ends up. So of course, I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. So now on to my January TBR. The first book on my TBR, pretty predictably, is Every Last Breath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've already started this. I love this series, as I said, and I'm just really excited to see where the series goes, but also really sad that it's going to be over. But I'm sure I will love this book. I've already read a good amount of it, and I am really excited. The next book on my TBR is a book for school, and that is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. We got to choose what books that we wanted to read for this assignment, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in my class reading this. There are multiple classes, but I think I'm one of like 4 people in all of them reading this book. But I'm really excited to read this because I really do like Charles Dickens. I read Great Expectations a couple years ago, and I really liked it. And not a lot of people liked it in my class, but I enjoyed it. So if you guys have read this, definitely let me know if you enjoyed it. And this one I can also write in because he's getting rid of this book, so I'm really excited to be able to kind of mark it up and get to keep my copy of the book. The next books on my TBR I'm going to go through kind of fast because they're going to be in my Biennial Bibliothon TBR, and if that's already up, I'll link it, and if not, then that will be coming very soon. But anyway, I'm going to go through these kind of fast because they were already in that video. The first one that I'm going to read for the Biennial Bibliothon is Stalking Jack the Ripper. This sounds super interesting. It's about a girl that's kind of fascinated with Jack the Ripper, and she, I know, stalks him and tries to find out more about him, and I think it's a love story, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm super excited to get into that. The next book on my TBR is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I'm already about halfway through this. It's one of my biannual bibliothon reads, and I am really enjoying this series, and I'm super excited to get further into it and hopefully even read Crest this month, but I didn't put that on my TBR because I already have a ton of books on my TBR. I'm listening to this on audiobook and I'm really enjoying the audiobook of this so far. Next book on my TBR is also for the biannual bibliothon, and that is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I have already started this, and I'm really excited to get into this for the biannual bibliothon. The next book on my TBR is not for the biannual bibliothon, but I'm doing a buddy read of this, possibly with my friend, so I decided I would put this on here just in case we end up deciding to pick this book for our buddy read. So that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I've been wanting to read this for the longest time. I've heard only amazing things about it, and it just sounds so great. I'm really excited to get into this. It's about a heist, and it has a bunch of diverse, really awesome main characters, and it just sounds like it's gonna be so good, and I'm just really excited for this. And the last book on my TBR is a book for the biannual bibliothon that I'm reading. It's also a reread, and it's also a book that I am rereading with a bunch of my booktube friends, and I decided to include this last because I have a little bit of an announcement that goes with this book, and that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I have never reread this book. I read it for the first time the summer before freshman year of high school, and it's been a very long time since I read this book. I'm doing a reread with a bunch of my friends. Are all hosting a reread of this whole series. We're doing a very casual sort of group reread / reading for the first time, if you haven't read it yet, of this series. And we are not sure of what order we're going to do it in yet. We were talking about doing a publication order, but we're not entirely sure. We'll kind of be announcing that as we go through the series, but we do know that in January we are rereading City of Bones. So if you would like to join us for that, it's going to be taking place throughout the whole month of January, and we're going to be doing live shows of all of our thoughts on the books, and we'll announce the dates later, but we just have to work those out first. So whether you haven't read the series yet or you want to reread it, now is the perfect time because we're going to be doing this reread-a-thon, and we're super excited about it. I'm super excited to reread this book because it's been a very long time, and I'm really excited to talk to everyone about it and to chat about it and to do the live show, and it's just going to be so much fun. And that concludes my December wrap-up and January TBR. This is my last wrap-up and TBR of 2016, and today is actually the last day of 2016 that I'm filming this, but this is going to go up in 2017. I'm really looking forward to reading all of these books in January. I'm really excited for the reread of The Mortal Instruments. There will be more information on that to come about the live shows and all of that stuff, but definitely go subscribe to all the people that I mentioned. I'll leave all their channels down below if you want to go check out their channels, because they'll be kind of talking about it on their channels as well. And we'll probably be talking about it a little bit on Twitter pretty soon, but for now, that is all we have on it, just that we're going to be reading City of Bones in January, and we're doing a live show after that, but we haven't decided on the date yet. So if you'd like to join in on rereading the series with us, definitely feel welcome to. But that is about it for this video. If you liked it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I'll leave all of my social media down below so you can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Goodreads and all of that good stuff. And you can also subscribe down below if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!